everybody. My name is Barry Horvath, and this is Moving Forward TV with your local market update.
And I am DeLynn Gaston. Thank you so much for joining us. So the buzz in the state of Florida, anyway, is insurance. Insurance has been going up. You know, we talked last week about the interest rates going up. It seems that everything's going. Housing prices are going up. Interest rates are going up. Insurance is going up.
And at what point, we discuss this, are we beyond affordability for some buyers?
And I got to tell you, that's what I was figuring out this morning. So with the increase in interest rates, we mentioned this last week, with the interest increase from just last fall, say like November until today, because of the interest rate increase, people have lost $40,000 in buying power. That's a lot. So they qualified for a $350,000 loan in November. If they haven't found a house, then they now only qualify for $310,000 because of how the interest rates have gone up. Well, the other thing that affects it, keep in mind, one of the things that we've spoken about is when we, as a mortgage lender, qualify someone, we qualify them based on a payment. This is your payment.
It's not on purchase price, because we look at the overall picture of what is the house payment, yes.
Right.
What are their other debts? What is the HOA?
Right.
What are the taxes? And what is the insurance?
And biggie, right. What is the insurance? And that's what we're talking about today.
Yeah, and with insurance premiums going up, there's some things going on. So we decided we would scan the whole entire country and find the top person that we know that can help give us information as to why people may be losing buying power in the insurance market and what's going on. So we have a special guest today.
Who we love to pieces.
Yes, we do. This week, we're lucky and fortunate and blessed to have Angel Cook from Leaders Insurance. I can't even say that. Leaders Insurance join us today. So, Angel, are you with us?
There she is.
I am.
Yay. Hi, honey.
Hi.
Wow, it's good to see you. I feel like I haven't seen you in forever, other than in pictures. And of course, you know, being a movie star that you are, I'm one of your #1 fans. I watch all your movies. I've subscribed to all your channels. So she's looking at me like, what are you talking about?
What is he talking about?
I'm just talking nonsense. You got to know that, Angel. But
she does. She knows you. She's known you for a long time.
Yeah.
She knows you're full of nonsense.
We're super grateful that you have joined us this week, and we have been talking with people about qualifying for a loan. They can't find houses out there right now. Things are tough, and rates are going up. And you know, while it all sounds doom and gloom, insurance is a big part of people's mortgage payment. And you know, what's going on out there? Why are premiums going up in the state of Florida in particular?
So it's a very long answer, so I'm very sorry for that. But
well, thanks for that information, Angel. We're really so glad you joined us this week.
You go, girl, you go.
Sorry, I couldn't resist. That was like the lowest hanging fruit I've seen all week. So go ahead. I'm sorry. I won't interrupt.
I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but it is bad news. We have never seen insurance rates at this height before. 2008 was pretty bad. I thought that was the worst that it could have been with the sinkhole crisis. However, this is way worse. Not only are the rates going up, companies are pulling out of Florida. We are considered such a high risk right now that insurance companies are saying, we don't want any part of this until it regulates, until there's some more control over the insurance fraud. We're not going to do it anymore. So problem number one is the 2 Cat 5 hurricanes that hit the Panhandle. Okay. So a couple years ago, we had Hurricane Michael that was devastating, wiped out the Panhandle. $17 billion in insurance premiums, insurance payments were spent, totally paid out. That is cuts, the checks were cut, okay? So think of it like any other business. If in one day In 24 hours, you lost $17 billion. And the payments still have to keep being made. That's not all the claims yet paid out.
Oh my.
Would your business survive? Probably not. So it all trickles down as insurance gets paid out. We all pay. Auto insurance, home insurance, life insurance, it all works the same. We all pay into a pot, and then those that need it pull out. Okay? And so your homeowner's insurance premium, my homeowner's insurance premium, a renter's insurance premium, they all went into the pot. And then when hurricane hit, all that money got paid out to those people. Okay? Rightfully so, that's how insurance works. Now, add on top of that all the door knockers. You've either gotten a door knock or you have received a lovely letter, which I know you cannot read, but my client just received this yesterday. It is a letter from a roofer saying, we were in your neighborhood and other people in your neighborhood has roof damage from a storm that came through. This one says January 16th, 2022. And it says, we can see from your roof that you have damage. We can get your insurance company to replace your roof, and it would only cost you your deductible. That's the first line of the letter there.
Wow.
Second page of that letter is an actual damage report that they filled out with the client's name, the property address, and they even stated the damage that they could see from the street. Can I tell you that this client, you can't see their house from the street? They don't live in a neighborhood. They live on 11 acres.
Oh my gosh.
You can see their roof.
So they just completely lied. That's
Yes.
I mean, I can see them driving around some neighborhoods and saying, okay, you know, whatever, like something like your neighborhood. We were talking earlier, Barry's neighborhood has a lot of
We have a lot of legitimate roof
legitimate.
damage in our neighborhood.
But if this guy's on 11 acres and he sits way back, I mean, that's just fraud, Angel. What is the government? What is the Florida legislature doing about this? Anything?
So I hate to say this because obviously there's behind closed doors, right? And I don't know what that discussion is. But I can tell you that insurance companies took a particular roofer to court because what they were doing were door knocking, offering a free roof inspection. People were saying, it's free. Okay, go ahead and go up there. They have, sorry, I'm not a contractor, but they have hammers and such. And so what they would do is actually damage the person's roof to make it look like hail. They can take a crowbar and special tools and curl the shingles in the direction that the wind would have come in. And so they have gotten very smart. Insurance adjusters can pull up these weather apps, and they can tell you where the lightning actually struck. So if you say lightning struck, well, they can tell you if you're fibbing or not. If you actually blew a fuse, or if you, short-circuited something out and you damaged your own TV, or if there was actual lightning. Well, they can actually tell the same thing with the wind. They can tell those shingles are not bent in the right direction. The wind was coming from this direction. Well, the roofers have gotten smart, and now they have that same technology. They are damaging the roofs to get the claim.
Wow.
So that is a problem. The homeowner is the innocent victim. They pay for the insurance to be there in the event of a storm. Okay? So if you have a leak and there's water coming in, there's evident damage. Okay? What these roofers are doing is fraud. The insurance companies can't fight it. They try to. They lose. When they lose in a court of law, not only do they have to pay for the claim, they have to pay for the attorney for the claimant. So then they have to pay the court costs. So that $15,000 claim just cost $25,000. So what does the insurance company do? They go, we're not going to fight it. We can't. We'll lose. So just pay the claim. So if you had that insurance company for 3 years, your insurance premium was $800 the first year, $900 the second year, $1,200 the third year. That still didn't pay for that $15,000 check that has to be cut for your roof. And it didn't pay for the $15,000 check that your neighbor just got, and the $18,000 check that your across the street neighbor got.
Oh my gosh.
So it is compounding. So when you have in a neighborhood 12 roof claims, add it up. It doesn't add up, guys. Insurance is a business. It is very frustrating to say, well, the insurance company's making money. Well, aren't you in business to make money too?
Right, right.
We're not making money.
Yeah.
We are using our co-insurance to help pay for those claims. It's a problem. Insurance companies are going bankrupt. If there is a hurricane that comes through right now, we are in trouble. We're in trouble.
So-
Where is that money going to come from to pay for everything?
So, which I take it is why some insurance companies are completely pulling out of Florida, right? I've
Yes.
heard that, like, you know, they're pulling out in droves. Like 6 just left the state
Yes.
recently, and they,
In 5 days, we had 6 companies that pulled out of Florida. Now, when I say pulled out of Florida, a lot of people say, oh, they're over writing in Georgia and California and all these places. No, they're not. What people do not realize is the state of Florida is an entity all to its own. Back when Hurricane Andrew hit in 1993, all the other states said, this is BS. We're all paying for the hurricanes in Florida. We don't want to do that anymore. So, in the infinite wisdom, Florida pulled out, and every insurance company in Florida is just Florida. Read your policy carefully. If you have State Farm, it says State Farm Mutual of Florida. Allstate Insurance Company of Florida. What that means is huge. Only the people who have insurance in Florida are paying into the Florida insurance pot. Whereas people in California and Georgia and South Carolina and Michigan and all the other 49 states, they're paying into this huge pot. So when we only have the money in Florida to offset our cost, when California has all the fires,
right.
that's South Carolina premium too. That's Wyoming premium too. You have a lot, your pot's way bigger. So their rate increase is $50. Our rate increase is thousands.
Right.
I have people, the average rate increase in this county is 60%.
Oh my gosh. So that's what I was going to get to
Catastrophic.
next. So this is affecting the entire state of Florida. We know it's affecting our backyard right now because where Barry lives, you know.
Yeah, we have 50 new roofs being installed in our neighborhood. The storm came through, and it did extensive damage. We're along the river, and 49 of those roofs are insurance claims. 49 out of 50 so far. Now,
So not only is that terrible, because if they need to be replaced, they need to be replaced. If it's valid roof damage from a storm, it's covered. I mean, that's what you have insurance for. Unfortunately, not all of them are. And insurance companies do risk by zip code. And so it's all relative to that. When they start seeing it happening, they go, oh no, that area has been hit. They have to mitigate the loss. Here's the thing is we're going to be right back where we were, just much worse premium-wise because of inflation and everything. So we're seeing that also on top of the rate increases. But Citizens is not allowed to say no. However, they are allowed to make it harder to get to. So it used to be, if you were with, let's just say, Heritage Insurance Company, and they took a rate increase, and you called me and I shopped your policy, and Citizens came in less, what I would have to prove for you to qualify to switch over to Citizens is that apples to apples coverage. So So your dwelling, your deductible, your contents coverage, I have to do an apples to apples quote, and Citizens would have to be 10% less than your Heritage policy to qualify to switch over to them. What they did is effective October, they said, no way, because people were jumping ship and going to Citizens. They said, now you have to be 20%. So that apples to apples has to be 20% less. And so made it harder to switch. So you had a $1,000 rate increase and Citizens coming in $800 less. So you still have a rate increase, right? But at least it's only $800 instead of $1,000. You can't switch over because it's not enough of a savings. It has to be 20% less.
Wow.
Now, that is just the apples to apples. That is hard enough to do. Take into account now inflation. So now when I redo the replacement cost estimator with Heritage, you are insured at $300,000 replacement cost. But the cost today, with the increase of construction costs that we all know is out there, replacement cost is coming in at $400,000. So apples to apples at $300,000, you meet that 20% savings. Oh, yay, I qualify. I can insure your house at $300,000. Replacement cost says it's $400,000. So that just ate away your savings. So now we thought we could save you money. I have to increase your dwelling to $400,000. Now the savings isn't there.
Angel,
So
can you?
just as we crossed one hurdle, we're into another one.
Can
It is so hard. With homeowners also, you're talking people are, it's catastrophic. You can only raise your deductible so much. You have limited choices. Plus, if you have a mortgage company will only allow your deductibles to be a certain maximum amount. Mm-hmm. Let's say you're super fortunate and you don't have a mortgage, and you say, well, I want a 10% deductible, which is as high as you can go. 10%. So you have a $30,000 deductible if it's a hurricane. Oh my gosh, that is so high. Can you really afford to pay the first $30,000?
No.
Angel, can you?
No, not many people can.
We have a lot of first-time buyers that watch our show and realtors, and a lot of people may not be educated on Citizens and how that pool started and what it really is. You know, they think, oh, why can't I use Citizens, or why can't I? And you know, it got a bad rap.
I was just going to say they've all heard bad things about Citizens.
And then
You don't want Citizens.
It was the old JUA, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, can you explain what Citizens is? Because a lot of people don't really understand what it is.
So the big faux pas, right? Like they're all like, oh my God, Citizens. It is state owned. It is the state of Florida's insurance company that they formed. Now, Citizens is a not-for-profit insurance company. So please remember that. It is not for profit where the other insurance companies are for profit, okay? So they need to break even after they pay the expenses. And of course, that they are staying in line with having enough money in the bank to be able to pay all the claims for the homes that they insure, okay? So it is a not-for-profit, but it is considered the insurance company of last resort. The reason why is because it's a not-for-profit. They give you just what you need for a homeowner's. So there's no bells and whistles. You can't add golf cart coverage. There's no additional liability. You get the basic $100,000 liability coverage. There's no extra computer coverage, refrigeration coverage. You have $500, whereas with a for-profit company, you could get $750 or $1,000. You have $500 in jewelry coverage, whereas a for-profit, you get $1,000 or $1,500 with the option of buying more. There's no option to buy more with Citizens. There's no screened enclosure coverage, where for-profit, you can buy that coverage. There's no pet liability coverage on Citizens. For-profit, you can buy more. So I could go on, but hopefully you get the picture. It is a basic policy. You are going to get what a homeowner's policy requires your fire, your lightning, your theft, your wind coverage, your hurricane coverage. You're going to get those coverages, but that's it. There's no option to buy more.
And
Okay, so that's the difference. Citizens is not a bad insurance company, quite honestly, because it's owned by the state, right? They're held to a higher standard, and they're backed by the state of Florida, the catastrophic fund. Okay, they're going to pay out. Is it going to be some red tape? It could be, if it's catastrophic loss. They're on the hook for a lot of homes right now. Everyone's jumping over to Citizens. That's not what it was meant. It wasn't supposed to be the only insurance carrier. But right now, it is getting down to that. The insurance companies that have stayed, I don't know how long they'll last, but they have put such strict guidelines that a shingle roof and a tile roof, they have to be 10 years or newer. That is really tough. Who's going to replace a roof when it's 11 years old? Nobody.
And that's what I was going to ask you about. How can they make you do that? Like, I have a roof, and it was put on in 2009 with a lifetime warranty. Lifetime warranty.
So, keep in mind, they're not making you. You just can't go with them. You just don't get them.
So if your
insurance
company says no, right? Okay, you have to replace your roof, or we're not renewing your policy. Is that reason enough to then switch to Citizens?
Yes.
Okay.
So you'll get a letter saying your roof is too old, and you either need to replace it or we're non-renewing. Okay. So you let the non-renewal happen. You save that non-renewal letter because we need it to show your proof of Citizens. We have to show why you're being non-renewed.
Okay.
Now, I will tell you, Citizens is inspecting every home. I just got a non-renewal from Citizens for my client that if they don't, they saw mold on the shingle roof. Well, they live in an established subdivision. The oak trees are growing. They're quite tall, but the limbs are hanging over. And so, you know, that the breakage that drops off in the leaves, it caused mold. So that person has to go out and pressure wash and get a roof inspection and show that it's cleaned. Well, a roof inspection is going to cost you about $100.
Yep.
They're no longer letting you just jump up there, take a picture, show that you yourself as, you know, Angel Cook, went up there and pressure washed your roof. You have to have an inspector come out and inspect. If you don't do it correctly, guess what? You just damage your shingles. It's going to show granule loss. Inspector is going to put that on there. Now who needs a new roof?
Oh my gosh,
Or at
it's a
least those shingles
cycle.
replaced. Then you have to have a paid in full receipt with another inspection showing those shingles were replaced.
So there's a reason the tissues are sitting here on our table in front. I don't know if anyone can see that, because
And
this
I hate
makes you
to-
cry.
I hate to bring this up, but I see the timer, and so I just want to educate everybody also. Please remember that FEMA has revamped, and now the new FEMA rates for flood insurance are out. That went into effect October 1st also.
Am I going to cry
They
again?
they're brutal. Just this week, I had two separate realtors, that between the homeowners and the flood, their people had to walk away from their home. That is awful news. Nobody wants to do that. I don't ever want to be the cause of that.
No.
I don't ever want to be the cause. But who can afford $12,000 in premium a year? Nobody.
No, I know.
Between
That's
the home and
crazy.
the flood.
And you know, Citizens, just to refresh and correct me if I'm wrong, Citizens was actually formed to kind of bail out the state of Florida when all the other insurance companies were pulling out.
And that was from the sinkholes and everything,
yeah,
right?
because no insurance were writers, so the state had to step up and do something to let people buy homes here again. I mean, we have to
Absolutely.
remind people of that. So,
Yeah.
you know, and the one thing I've learned going through my own experiences on the roof thing is the reason they want the 10-year or younger roof is because the insurance company is less likely to have to replace that roof completely if it's damaged, where if a roof is 15 years old, it doesn't pass that brittle test, because if you have a shingle ripped up from wind damage, it's brittle. Now the whole roof has to be
Right.
replaced, even though there may be roof life left on a 30-year roofs. So I can understand why insurance companies would be wanting 10 years or less on a roof. I get it. Even though you got a lifetime warranty or 25 or 30-year roof where there is life left on it,
So
you can't patch a roof. It's going to look on a 15-year-old roof. It's never going to look the same.
I know we only have like a minute left, but so what do you foresee, Angel, as the answer? Or, you know, they're still fighting it, the legislation? I know, like the crystal ball, right? What's going to happen?
I don't like to be a negative Nelly, but I will tell you it's going to get worse before it gets better. I foresee happening exactly what happened in 2008. If you remember, right before the crash, right, rates were rising. All the insurance companies had pulled out because of the sinkhole crisis.
Right.
Everyone was going to Citizens. Okay, I foresee that is going to happen. Every single day, another zip code closes in the insurance companies that I have. Every single day, I am getting multiple emails saying, we've changed our underwriting guidelines again. It is so difficult. People are going to be going to Citizens. Homes are going to be canceled. I will tell you, insurance agents, far and wide, I don't care how good you are. I feel like I'm a very good agent. We cannot keep up with it. We are writing homes, and within 45 days, I'm getting letters saying, demand letters saying they need to fix this, they need to do this. It is going to get difficult, and I think for the first time ever, we are going to be using excess markets like Lloyd's of London and Western World to be writing these homes. It will slow down home purchasing because the prices will be through the roof and people are not going to be able to afford it.
Whew. Thank you, Angel. That's amazing. So much information out there. Thanks for sharing your wisdom.
I need a tissue.
Yes,
I know.
Thank you.
And I
Yep.
love talking to you because you really make it easy to understand. So thank you so much for being with us.
So reach out to Angel for your insurance questions. She's with Leaders Insurance. We have her number right here up on the screen, and always a pleasure to, you know, get the insight of what's really going on. You know, we count on you and as one of our community partners to educate our people on what's really going on. The media doesn't always put it out there correctly. So thank you, Angel, so much.
Thank you both.
All right.
So thanks everybody for watching. Great information this week. Don't forget, share our information, like it. We'll see.
All of that.
Yeah.
We are today and every day.
Moving forward. We'll see you next week.